What is good, everybody? Today I'm going to be making a video on Tokyo Saga. The reason I'm making a video on this game in particular is because one of the staff members hit me up and they wanted me to make a video on the game, so today I'm going to be doing that exact thing. So let's get right to it. So to start it off, this game has a fall issue. It only takes a few feet and you already basically died and lost all your health. I don't recommend they keep this in the game because it's just annoying, and the fact that it takes a while because you need to wait for your HP bar to go all the way back up. Not all the way back up, but like 2 or 3 bars as you see on the top left. It's recuperating little by little for you to go all the way and stand up again, and you'll be bleeding, and sometimes you'll even break a leg. It gives you like side effects and it makes you even slower or hampered. But the best way to move around in this game is just by rolling. So yeah. Also, console has some issues where the crouch doesn't work. There's not a button for it, and there isn't a button for grabbing players as far as I know. I've tried like all different sorts of things, so it doesn't work. There's also a lack of attention to like actually, putting more detail into the game. I heard there was gonna be an update this week. I'm not sure if it hit still, but I doubt it. But this game could use a map real bad because this map is huge. In this game, this map is freaking huge, bro. It's pretty big, and there's a lot of Roblox games like that. But this game, I see it has potential, so I also decided to make a video on it. There's random sellers that you can buy food from. You basically have to figure things out yourself. At the start of the game, there is a guide that you get, and it just tells you what basically the game's about. But it doesn't really explain how to do most of the things you can do in the game. But it is pretty cool. It's got a lot of potential, and obviously it's still starting out. But it needs a map. A map is pretty essential because you want to get around, and a lot of the places in the city look similar to one another, a lot of the buildings, so you can get confused and you can get lost pretty easily. So unless you have some good muscle memory and you pay for a while, then you're going to get lost. You're not going to have that much good knowledge around the terrain of the map. Also, a clock would be nice because you can't really tell how long the day or the nights last. So that would be something convenient to have. And you can also climb buildings. Some buildings you can climb them. There's not really anything in the roofs though, as far as I've seen. It is a good site though. It helps you navigate around the map. So if you want to do that, you start playing this game and do that. As you just saw there, I fell and it was only a few feet, bro. Like at best you'd sprain a leg or something, but no, you just be dying, and then you stay on the ground there for like a solid 2 or 3 minutes until you get back up, until you recuperate some health bars. And yeah, you just stay bleeding for a little while, and it's just annoying. So be very careful with the fall damage. There's also another issue when it comes down to interacting with some of the NPCs that you actually, if it's on console, I don't know about PC, but on console, aside from those bugs where some controls don't work, there's also the issue that you try to interact with NPCs and you have to press on the very X that pops up in like first person or in third person. If it pops up and you can click it, then do that, and then you'll be able to interact with the NPC, because if you try to like click on their body that's just highlighted, it won't work. So a clock, a map is super essential, and the stat bar. In the stat bar, this game apparently has a system in which you can check your stats, but you have to pay 500 yen, if I'm correct. And I don't recommend it. I like the way they do it. Okay, that's interesting, that's cool. But they should make it so that a player can at least have a one-time daily use every day to check their stats, because checking your stats is essential. I don't know how much training I get out of doing one push-up or one squat or lifting weights, or none of that. I don't know how good my skills are getting trained, so I won't know how much time I have to put in to like actually increase my points and my stats. Also, in this game, when it comes down to quests, there's no sense of direction in this game. You just have to like walk around and find things, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just too much lack to detail of like where you have to go, what you have to do. But you just basically go around, you look for quests, and then you take those quests and you do stuff with them. You do them to get either experience, or some of them give you experience and increase your stats overall, which is the daily quest you can find in like the middle of the city. And then you have side quests like these, which you can do infinitely as far as I know. It will take you a while though. And there's another bug in the game where the dough highlights as if you can interact with it, but that's not really the case. And yeah, sometimes it gives you the option as if you could interact with it, but in reality it doesn't do anything until you actually accept the quest that the NPC gives you. Then when you actually start to press on it and interact with it, like on console it's press X, probably on PC too, not sure. You hold it, boom, bing, bang, and then you actually start doing stuff. And right here, as you can tell, nothing is happening because, you know, I haven't accepted the quest yet. I haven't agreed to do it, and so it's not going to do anything. I think this option should disappear for the dough. It should apply to every other quest too. And you can't interact with anything until you accept the quest. That would be a good little bug fix. It's not that big of an issue, but you know, it could prevent a lot of frustration, you know, people playing the game and stuff. And yeah, it took me a solid 2 or 3 minutes to finally figure it out, and it turns out that in a lot of interactions you have to go in first person. This is the best way to interact, at least on console, to the NPC, so that they actually get affected by your interaction. Because if you try to do it in third person, second person, or whatever, or it's not like directly in the center of the X, it doesn't typically count as an interaction with the NPC, so it will not register into the system of the game. And you know, you may think, oh, it's just a bug, but then you just got to go into first person and then press it and hold the button, boom, bing, bang, and then the quest appears. See, and all the quests get different amounts of experience and all that. Yeah. Also, the hunger bar, I don't know what that does, but I'm guessing it makes you weaker. It's the bar right in the middle, and yellow bar. And when you gotta eat food constantly, and it depletes little by little. But if you eat food, it goes back up little by little. And I've seen that some foods cost a lot more, but they give the same amount, so it's better to buy cheap food. And so yeah, that's about it for this part.